What happens when the world's most gifted child prodigy grows up and decides to burn down the industry that tried to cage her? Tonight, we're looking at the stunning evolution of Angelina Jordan, a name once synonymous with viral YouTube clips, now becoming a symbol of a massive industry-wide rebellion. By 2026, the velvet-voiced singer from Norway isn't just performing anymore. She's navigating a landscape of legal threats, multi-million-dollar contract disputes, and a fierce drive for independence that has left many of her former backers in the dark. We've watched her grow from a barefoot girl on Norway's Got Talent to a global powerhouse, but the untold side of her recent journey suggests that the transition was anything but smooth. As rumors of industry blackballing and secret lawsuits surface, we're peeling back the curtain on why 2026 is the year Angelina Jordan became the most dangerous woman in music. While most stars are fighting for the next luxury sneaker deal, Angelina Jordan is walking onto the world's biggest stages with nothing but her bare feet on the cold floor. And the reason isn't a PR stunt. It's a haunting promise kept for over a decade. This isn't just an aesthetic choice. It's a spiritual contract she signed with herself at age 6 after a chance encounter with a shoeless orphan in Asia. Back then, it was a sweet story about a child's empathy, but in 2026, this vow has become a major point of contention with high-end sponsors. Insiders suggest that several multi-million-dollar fashion partnerships fell through because Angelina refused to break her promise for a photo shoot. In an era where every inch of a celebrity's body is for sale to the highest bidder, her refusal to wear shoes has become a silent protest against the commercialization of her soul. This commitment to her roots serves as a constant reminder of her unbuyable nature. However, critics argue that this vow is being used by industry rivals to paint her as difficult or eccentric, to keep her away from mainstream corporate endorsements. Despite the pressure, she remains grounded, literally proving that her foundation isn't built on brand deals, but on a conviction that most modern stars couldn't fathom. This unwavering stance was the first sign that Angelina would never be a puppet for the elite, setting the stage for a much larger confrontation with the gatekeepers of the music world. The music world was stunned when Norway's Golden Girl suddenly became the subject of a high-profile legal demand that threatened to tarnish her spotless reputation. The drama unfolded when Angelina was confirmed as the headliner for the Melodi Grand Prix, the massive televised event that determines who represents Norway in Eurovision. Fans were ready for a coronation, but just days before the event, she vanished from the lineup. The fallout was explosive. The Norwegian national broadcaster, NRK, didn't just express disappointment. They went after her for breach of contract, demanding over 130,000 krone in damages. While her team cited personal reasons and the devastating wildfires near her Los Angeles home as the cause, the rumor mill in Oslo was working overtime. Speculation surfaced that the real conflict was over creative sanitizing. Reports suggest that the producers wanted a more radio-friendly, pop sound, while Angelina refused to deviate from her soulful, jazz-influenced roots. This wasn't just a missed gig. It was a public divorce from the expectations of her home country. The legal battle that followed served as a warning shot to any artist thinking about putting integrity over a contract. However, instead of folding under the pressure of a 5-figure fine and national scrutiny, Angelina used the moment to signal her exit from the contest phase of her career. She wasn't a competitor anymore. She was an icon, and icons don't let broadcasters dictate their sound. This defiance resonated with a new generation of fans who are tired of manufactured drama, but it also placed a target on her back within the European media circuit. In a move that mirrors the boldest power plays in music history, Angelina Jordan has effectively cut the cord with the major label system to reclaim her own voice. For years, she was the crown jewel of Republic Records, sharing a roster with the likes of Taylor Swift and Drake. It seemed like the perfect path to global domination, but in 2025 and early 2026, the cracks began to show. Reports began to circulate that the label wanted her to lean into high-gloss electronic production to compete with the TikTok-friendly hits of the day. Angelina's response: total independence. She began releasing her newest projects, like Secret of the Soul, under her own control, bypassing the traditional gatekeepers entirely. This great divorce from the major label machine is a high-stakes gamble. Without the massive marketing budgets and radio pluggers of a conglomerate, an artist risks being buried by the algorithm. Yet, Angelina has managed to maintain a fiercely loyal global following, proving that her talent doesn't need a corporate stamp of approval. But this independence has come at a price. Some industry analysts have noted a suspicious lack of nominations for major awards in 2026, leading to theories that the big labels are using their influence to shadowban her from the industry's biggest nights. By choosing to own her masters and her creative direction, she's following the blueprint of legends who refuse to be owned. It's a battle of art versus the machine, and so far, Angelina is the one holding the microphone. At her recent Las Vegas residency, Angelina Jordan did the unthinkable for a modern pop star. She banned the use of any pitch correction, backing tracks, or digital safety nets, turning the Westgate stage into a sanctuary for pure human talent. In an era where most live shows are 90% pre-recorded slop, Angelina's January 2026 performances were a shock to the system. The crowds didn't just see a concert, they witnessed a vocal masterclass. However, this purist approach has ruffled feathers among her peers. By performing with such raw, unedited power, she's inadvertently exposing how little talent is actually required for many of today's top-charting artists. This has led to a quiet tension in the LA scene, where Angelina is increasingly seen as a threat to the status quo. If the public starts demanding this level of authenticity, the current business model of many pop factories would collapse. There are reports that she has turned down massive collaboration offers with top-tier DJs and producers because she refuses to have her voice chopped and screwed in a computer. This commitment to the old-school way of singing is what has earned her the respect of legends like Quincy Jones and Simon Cowell, but it's also making her an outsider in the 2026 pop landscape. Her Vegas show wasn't just a series of dates, it was a manifesto. She's betting her career on the belief that the human ear still craves real vibration over digital perfection, even if it means she has to build her own stage to do it. As 2026 progresses, a darker theory is beginning to take hold among music journalists. Is the industry's upper management actively trying to quiet Angelina Jordan's rise? Despite her undeniable talent and millions of dedicated fans, there is a strange disconnect between her global impact and her presence on mainstream media. Some claim that because she cannot be easily categorized or controlled by the brand-first mentality of modern music, she is being sidelined in favor of artists who are more willing to play the game. There are whispers of pay-for-play, radio slots being blocked, and major festival invites being rescinded at the last minute. This silent suppression is a common tactic used against artists who refuse to hand over their creative rights or participate in manufactured controversies for clicks. Angelina's career has been remarkably clean, no unaliving scandals, no OD headlines, and no manufactured beefs. In the eyes of a click-hungry media, she might be too boring because she focuses solely on the music. But to her fans, this is exactly why she is an icon. She represents a return to a time when a singer's voice was enough. The tension between her organic growth and the industry's controlled stars is reaching a breaking point. If she manages to break through to the absolute top tier without the help of the major machines, she will have written the manual for every artist who comes after her. As the sun sets on the first half of 2026, the story of Angelina Jordan remains one of the most compelling mysteries in modern entertainment. She is a woman who has survived the child star curse, navigated the shark-infested waters of international contracts, and emerged with her soul and her bare feet intact. Whether she becomes the biggest star in the world or remains a high-level, independent icon, She has already won the most important battle. She belongs to herself. The industry may try to silence her, and the labels may try to sue her, but as long as she has a microphone and a stage, her voice will find its way to the millions who need to hear it. Is she the last real singer left in a world of AI-generated hits? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain. Angelina Jordan is no longer just a prodigy. She is a revolution in a barefoot disguise.